Man, I'm fucked up in the game, but bitch, I ain't playing. Mm. Bars. Also, extra money. All right, so wanted to make a video about the current state of my finances. Uh, I've been going a little bit too hard. Oh god, I've been fucking up the bank, fucking up the check. Yeah, before I even get the check. So I've been talking quite a bit recently about, getting another extra job just so I can do other things, paying off the rest of my debt and things like that. So I finally got one. I made a video about it earlier in terms of just I mentioned it in even in streams and stuff like that. But this job has made me change around my whole my streaming schedule. So streams are now Friday and Saturday nights, and I will be doing more. I'll be doing yeah, I'll only be doing those two streams, and then I'll try and keep up with the videos and everything else. So I got some videos that I got to actually make this weekend, just so I can actually make sure that everything gets released in a timely fashion. But so far I'm kind of liking it. It's not too bad. From what I'm hearing, I actually got another video I got to prepare for, just talking about people in rural areas and taking advantage of opportunities and stuff like that. From what I've seen in terms of just boots on the ground, seeing it firsthand, rural areas are really no different than inner city areas. Like the only difference with inner city areas is that they actually have more opportunities. Rural areas have little to no opportunities whatsoever in terms of extra jobs, um, supplementing your income without, or like, just, or even starting businesses and things like that. There's opportunities, but you're going to have to work really hard to make them work. And the people that work really hard to make them work actually do very well and they stand way above or far above the rest. If you're in a city area or if you're in a metropolitan city area or something like that, or greater metropolitan area, kind of like your South Florida, which is like a huge metropolitan area. The Tri-County area, known as South Florida, is just like you can have a job in each and every county, literally. And that's just the type of opportunities that you have. Now, there's a difference in standard of living or cost of living. Yeah, so those are things that I do want to kind of talk about. It'll be a loose discussion on my part. Um, just kind of going off the dome with it. Not too much research. Maybe I'll look up one or two articles to probably either prove my point or add more to it. Maybe another perspective, and maybe even refute some of my points. Right. But yeah, this is the current state of my portfolio, or my my not portfolio, but the current state of my what do they call this thing again? Of my finances. It's really kind of shitty. So, the market has not been doing well at all, in crypto or stock market. I had a really nice high here, almost touching 60 grand, and now we're back down to about 55 grand, point 0.5. Not too bad. Actually, I, I'm not really too scared about this or anything like that. I have been selling off some assets to do a couple things here around the house. I had family over this weekend and things like that. So I've been getting some stuff done around the house. You guys saw the Fern Gully video, and then in that Fern Gully video, the pump house redo and stuff like that. And then there's a couple things that I actually had to sell off some cryptocurrencies for just to make sure that I can actually pay for them. Because I have no credit. I have none left. All right, but getting to the good stuff where it doesn't look as bad as it is. I swear I'm gonna fix it. So I actually finally got a night job. It's at a timber company, and literally I scrape bark off of logs. Oh my God, I literally scrape bark off of logs, man. Like they got a big machine that does it, and then these guys come in with these big movers, and then they put the logs down, and then I have to check them. So I call myself a timber yard quality assurance agent. Is my own personal official title for this job. I make sure that the timber um, is void or devoid or I'm trying to use big words, and that's just I don't even know what that word I don't even know what that word means. I've just heard it used in a sentence. But timber is lacking or has less bark, as less what's it called? Uh, damn it. I scrape bark off of timber. That's all I do. So a lot of time to reflect, think about things, look at, plan things out and things like that. I wouldn't call it hard labor. Honestly, I've gotten through it in the past 3 nights that I've had to work it, so that was good. It was a shorter week for me. But so far so good. I'm kind of liking it in terms of just it being easy. The only thing is like the last 2 hours of the shift are the hardest. Last 2 hours, it's a 10-hour shift. Pay is $10.50 an hour. So yeah, I remember like in my night job. I haven't had a night job since August. I mean, I worked at Lowe's for like 3 days, but I haven't had a real steady night job since August of 2020. And even in that job, I was getting 55 a year. This is gonna bring in an extra 30 a year. So that's 10.50 an hour plus like I get overtime because they just need, people to work. But what I'm told is like, people he's like one guy was like, "Bro, you're the 10th person in the last 2 weeks." One guy literally quit after 2 hours. I was like, what? And I've been on the job for like 3 days. So I'm winning. But it's just some of the things you have to do when you get yourself into debt. Not only that, I actually want to move faster with a lot of other things. So you'll see the debt with so the night job, it's cost me about $285 just to buy clothes, like the right gear and everything, buy boots and all that other stuff. Just making and then doing other little changes in my life. It's gonna cost a little bit more than that with fuel and all that, but I haven't really factored a lot of that in. The job's 30 minutes away from me. There's literally no traffic. I mean, it takes me 2 seconds to get home. I'm really home before I even know it. And the only thing I don't like, of course, is just, I'm gonna have to pay for fuel charges, which is gonna be about $30 a week or so. So that's gonna cut into my profits or into my take home, I should say. Next, I got a bill from EMS for the issue that I had with my back earlier this year in February. So I got to pay that off. Lowe's, I've been running up a little bit of a bill there, buying stuff for the house and getting stuff done, and in pretty much in anticipation of getting a job and everything like that. I needed to get some stuff done around this house, so I took out a line of credit for Lowe's. I was gonna buy a lawnmower, but I'm gonna hold off on that for now, and just pay off some stuff. And these credit cards are my usual credit cards that I use to pay bills and other stuff. This job pays about 455 a week, and they pay weekly, so that's really cool. It's gonna be a while before I get my first check, from what I was told. I still will be looking like I thought about this job. I was like, oh my God, it's jobs like this. It's like it's like what kids are to birth control, right? Or kids are a form of birth control. You start having kids, and you're like, I don't want to have another one. This job is just like, I want a better job. It's not hard, man. It really isn't. Like you just roll the timber log. It's a good workout, if anything. Uh, but to be honest, man, it's like shit is cake, but it's just you don't wanna you don't wanna like you don't want to be doing this for like the rest of your life. This job would be good for another year or so. But I'll show you guys the kind of what I'm like bringing in extra per month because of this job, which is really nice. Actually, the total per month is on average going to be about $1,800 extra per month. So I'm okay with that. The only thing is I don't like the hours. I will be looking for other higher paying jobs. Uh, nice bunch of guys and everything else like that, but I will be using this money mainly to finance some of the remodeling that I have to do in the home after, a lot of this stuff is paid off if I don't find anything else. Literally, I could work this for about a year or so and then pay everything off and get it all done. And then after that, I can focus on doing more in terms of investments. For now, I have actually suspended investing any more into the market. This is the worst time to actually do that, but I need to focus on this debt and get rid of it and get it out of here. So, with that being said, it's like this sucks. My timing is always horrible with this stuff, but this is where it comes into, or we get into the preparation for opportunity, which equals luck. So preparation plus opportunity equals luck. That's just how I view it. And I prepared for the opportunity to some extent where I can trade certain things around and sell certain assets, so on and so forth. But to be very honest, um, you know, I could have prepared better. I could have put myself in a better position to where I don't have all this credit card debt or anything else like that. And even the M1 Finance deal, that's actually worked out very well because that was the YOLO move. But even that market's down right now, so worked out very well is subjective, like or it changes from time to time, or volatile really. Just chase credit card, paying that off finally and getting rid of that, and then finally getting rid of my truck. Getting rid of the truck is going to get me about an extra $400 a month. So I'm really contemplating like even just doing getting rid of the actual truck payment first. We'll see though. I probably won't. I'll probably just get rid of this immediate stuff. So I actually calculated that it's going to take about 2.88 months, which is 3 months pretty much. But we'll look at 3 months. I can get rid of all of this here. If I had a higher paying job, I can get rid of it sooner. So that's with me suspending any more investing or anything else. So I want this to be a lesson to you guys where it's like, okay, hey, do some of these things. I do some good things, but then I also do some really fucked up shit that screws me over in the long run. Um, I mean, if I look at all this with this new job and everything, I'll be looking at 16 months paying everything off. That's pretty good for some folks. That's really slow for me, to be very honest. I really don't like that, and that's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. Um, with that being said, if we look over the monthly bills here, so monthly bills, now we're looking at, got a house, 75K is my day job, and I'm doing fairly well with balancing that out and, getting everything done in terms of like coding and all that other stuff. But in terms of uh, what's it called? Yeah, in terms of what this job is bringing, it's bringing an extra 1820, along with my usual surplus of about $600 or so, and we'll get into this flow of money here. So with my day job, I'm looking at 680 or so, and then another 1820 from this job, this night job. So that's pretty cool, and they do pay like overtime and stuff like that, so that's really good. You get like about 50 hours a week doing that. Um, where are we at? So yeah, I'm looking at almost an extra $2,500 a month. That's really cool, and I think I'll still have time to do some freelance work, maybe probably on the weekend stuff, maybe some quick stuff. That might be pushing it, but we'll see. Because you also have to get enough rest and solo time in terms or time to yourself. And I mean, when I say time to myself, I don't mean like going out or anything like that. I mean like time to get groceries at the end of the week because I can't do it during the week. I work from home during the day, and I don't really take any like crazy breaks. And if I do take a break, it's just so I can go to sleep. Right? Take a break, take a 1 hour nap, get up so I can make it through the rest of the day, and then at the end of the shift, maybe have a little bit of time, to take a shower and then get out to the work to the night job, right? So that's kind of how I'm running all of this right now. Disregard these numbers. This is just like, projections on time to save, 3 months worth of expenses and stuff like that. But I'm looking at, with suspending, actual suspending any more investing for now, which again, it's just a horrible time. The market is freaking perfect. I might change this and might say, let's go ahead and get some of this stuff done, but at the same time, I do want to get rid of the immediate credit card debt that I have because, of course, it costs you over time. The Lowe's card, I mean, I always take I think it's like 6 to 12 months 0% financing. After that, it rockets up to 26.99, I think, percent in terms of interest charges. So I will be getting rid of that. And then the EMS stuff that just kind of popped out of nowhere. I kind of want to call them and see, like, my insurance should have covered most of that. I don't understand, or maybe it did, and then this is what's left over. So I got to figure that out. But yeah, I mean, these two, this is just from doing stuff around the house and just letting that ride. So it's really time to pay the piper. on that stuff. And I think I can honestly, man, I think really after the first check, oh no, actually, after probably the second check, or no, in 3 months. Yeah, we'll just go with this calculation. Um, but I'll be able to pay off most of this, like these two right here, after the first check, and then attack this Lowe's, and then get rid of these credit cards as well. I may even attack the Lowe's later. I just do this in order. These things don't really take out in terms of like these two things, of course, but they're not like bills. But they don't really take out monthly. Like I don't have to do monthly minimum payments. These do though. These are about like $100 in monthly minimum payments total. So 47 and like 50, I think, dollars or something like that. So that's why I want to knock those out. And with everything getting with me getting paid weekly, I can actually do that a lot quicker and even have somewhat of like or be good with cash flow. That'll be really nice. So being good with cash flow and getting that weekly, that'll be really good. And that'll help, just pay all this stuff down a lot quicker and then kind of keep me in the green every week. So, but that's it for in terms of an update. I always like to be transparent about these things, man, and show you guys that hey, I fuck up too. Like, I. But at the end of the day, it's like having a plan, and not just a plan, but you can do it. And I didn't want to quit the job, but I was just like, fuck, this is crazy in terms of just I hate working while I'm tired. Like if I sit down there like at the job, it's like I get really like tired and grumpy about it. But then when I get up and start like rolling logs and getting the timber off and stuff like that, it's like, oh, okay, I can make it through this. So, and the guys appreciate me in terms of like, okay, hey, listen, you're still here, you're coming back tomorrow. Okay, great. That's one thing that's always nice too. Just showing appreciation and gratitude and stuff like that. Even though we're all there getting paid, it's really nice when people do stuff like that. So I definitely suggest that you do that with your own coworkers and maybe even employees. But something like this, man, I will be able to get rid of this debt pretty quickly and cut a lot of this stuff down. And I definitely want to show you guys that positive, um, what's it called? That positive type of move from me. So me showing you guys this kind of like just I guess makes me a little bit more accountable, or I'm accountable to you in a sense, because then you could see that, hey, listen, you could fuck this stuff up, but you can still keep on moving forward and doing things to actually get to the point of retirement. Another thing is, in these situations where you have jobs like this, now I can talk to more people about some of the things that I want to do, and maybe they can help me towards that. You never know. I want to buy land and things like that. So having this job and an extra $1,800 a month, and we went over Timber Week, or those 3 videos about timber, and timber harvesting and things like that. Imagine an extra $1,800 and how much property I can buy. I mean, let's look at the land calc. Loan term 15, simple payments a month. I mean, we're looking at over a 15-year period. I can have, this is eight. Yeah, there we go. This is for an 80-acre plot, but I mean, we're looking at simple payments of $747 over a 15-year period. So, that's like crazy, and we could pay it off even sooner than that. And to be honest, when I, clean up things like um, when I clean up for the car payment, for instance, if I go to monthly bills here, if I clean up the car payment, that's an extra $481. So now um, we're looking at there we go. So 24.99 or 2,500 plus another 481. We're looking at about $3,000 extra per month. That's insane. That's Imagine the amount of stuff that you can do with that. So I s- I will admit I screwed up. I'm not doing well. It's not doing what I need to be doing, or not being as disciplined as I need to be. But it's beautiful the fact that, hey, listen, I can find work. I just got to keep myself healthy. Make sure I do what's necessary to protect myself. In terms of working out there, because I'm working around like big ass tractors, moving around and stuff like that. But with all that being said, I'm looking pretty good with all of this, and the work is pretty much easy enough. It has its challenges, just staying up, but I could really get rid of a lot of this. And if I look at my or my past or my history here, I've done that. I've gone from $77,000 in debt and gotten it down to 54. Well, I always have to say this, but I'm just going to settle out of that and just deal with the taxes. But you're looking at like going down from 77 and cutting that pretty much in half right there. Like that's huge, So I did wanted to come out and say that and talk about this and just say, hey guys, keep your head up. Kevin Samuels has mentioned, hey, listen, if you're a young person, you should be working 100 something hours a week. I'm literally doing that, especially with streaming. Streaming gets me over the top in terms of the 100 hours a week. But taking that time to research, but then also taking that time to set up certain things in your own home and your own environment, such as the Fern Gully video where I finally got my sunroom kind of looking pretty nice, and I just put my old couch in there too, or my couch that was my former bed. So I'm really, really, really happy about this, and in terms of how everything's looking. So yeah. Um, I think the last thing I want to talk about is just the flow of money. So I'm looking at all my different, all the money that's coming in, how long it's going to take it to pay off debts, starting a lawn care company, and how much that's going to cost me. If I save up about 25 grand, it's going to cost me about 8 months. It's going to take me about 8 months or so, 8.5 months, we'll say. So doing these things and actually having these goals, and hopefully I can actually put in to say like maybe another mm, another $150 or so. I mean, see how $150 will work. That'll cut me down for about a month. So if I can get another 150 to maybe even $300 a month in freelance work, that'll be really good. So I got to get back on that and start doing more work with that. The only problem I will have is that I only really have about 2 days to really work on it. And I don't want to kill myself too much, so I might have to hold off on the freelance and then just go for the lawn care. Focusing and being cautious about everything. You can't just run yourself into the ground, which is kind of what I'm doing, but yeah, sacrifices must be made. But this is why you don't get into debt, guys, because you have to do stuff like this. But also, this is why you work harder so that you can do stuff like this, run yourself into the ground for your future success, too. So it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? All right, with all that being said, and with you seeing everything that's going on with my finances, take what I say with a grain of salt. I mean, if you're not, you're low on sodium, just do what you can to put yourself in a better position and even look at my position and say, I don't want to do that. Alrighty, as always, thank you for listening and peace.